Hello, it's Lady G. I'm coming to you today a bit off the cuff because I'm just sitting here going through some notes after meditating on financial abundance and also on things that I would like to manifest in my life. And it came to me that many of us are blocking our ability to receive our financial abundance because our thoughts are aligned with more fear-based thinking. So, for example, there are some signs that our thoughts are more fear-based, and this could actually be blocking or repelling what it is that we want. And I know that in these days and times, most of us are interested in finances and how to get some more money in the house, honey. Anyway, so here are a couple of signs to look for when it comes to knowing if you are blocking your financial blessings from coming to you. And also, everything that I talk about here is for you to use your own discernment. I'm telling you what I feel, what I believe, what I receive from my intuitive messages, but you have to go with what makes sense to you. So some of the signs that you could be blocking, and I'm being very specific in this case, financial blessings include, number one, being superstitious about it. So for me, this one really resonates because when I say superstitious, it means if I ask for a specific amount of money, let's say I say, it would be nice to have $100,000. Well, I would be very afraid to go forth with that thought because the first thing that my mind would start to do is think about all of the negative ways, I repeat, all of the negative ways that amount of money could come into my life. And unfortunately, being an African American woman, Black woman from the southern United States, honey, where we done seen it all, money like that usually comes through the death or loss of someone else. And that scares the shit out of most of us. I'm telling you right now. So a lot of us won't allow ourselves to imagine large sums of money coming to us without having some kind of idea about where is it coming from? How is it coming? If you are superstitious about it, and you fear that money can come into your life only through some sort of loss or through someone's death, then you are definitely blocking possibilities. There are many, many other ways that amount of money could come into your life. How do you know? Someone might gift you a lottery ticket and you might win the jackpot, honey. So that is not impossible. It might seem improbable, but hey, once you create intention for this, and not necessarily that it's going to come to you through the lottery, but that it'll come to you from a happy and wonderful, joyous place, or it comes to you in a joyous way, that might help you if you feel superstitious about receiving sums of money. Also, some people will block financial blessings because they're constantly having thoughts that what they're asking for will have strings attached, or that they're going to have to do something in return that they don't want to do for this money. Like they worry about, oh my God, if I make that amount of money, then I'm going to have that amount of taxes. I hear that all the time. People worried about taxes. And the thing is, if you have to pay a lot of taxes, and I heard someone say this the other day on TV, I don't remember who it was, but they said if you have to pay a lot of taxes, it means you've earned a lot of money. So most definitely don't let things like feeling strings attached to the money, don't let it be a blocking to what you're trying to manifest. Another thing is, some people will worry that if they somehow come into a lot of money, that they'll have to worry about people asking for money all the time. Well, to me, in my mind, If you do come into a large sum of money, of course, you are going to have to account for your household first to make sure everything is good with you. But I do think it's important to allot a certain amount of money aside. Excuse me if I'm stumbling, child. But anyway, you should set aside amount of money that you can share with others, not like you are the bank. But if you know that someone in your family or that some of your friends might be struggling, it wouldn't hurt you to drop a little something in their Cash App. I have done that before plenty of times. So, and to me, when the person responded back, it just, it did so much for my heart, child. It did so much for my heart. So don't worry about strings being attached to money that you are destined, I'm going to say, to receive from the universe. Also, there may be feelings of, I don't deserve this. And that is very common, I think, where a lot of people feel that they are not worthy of receiving a lot of money. And to be honest with you, and I may step on a couple of toes here, that comes from old religious thinking, when we were taught in church. I know I was. I don't know what you guys were taught. You are a sinner. You are a wretch. You're not really worthy. And when you hear things like that, it kind of shapes your opinion of yourself. And you begin to think that you are just not really worthy of all of the good things in life that you desire. And that if you are, desiring these things, then you are being selfish and greedy. Okay. So you have to get rid of this thinking of you don't deserve this money. Because trust me, if you feel that, it's going to be repelled away from you. I think one of the other things that, I have heard often, and I think definitely will repel money from you is if you have a core belief. And again, I think this is due to some religious training and some of the doctrines that we heard in church. If you believe that you are not supposed to receive your blessings now because you are going to get your riches after you die. Yeah. So again, like I said, I think that comes from not even I think, clearly that comes from religious doctrine. So the fact of the matter is, when you think about it, God or the divine knows what you want better than you do. I believe that God has set up his universe in a way that will bring you back all of the things you want in the happiest, easiest, most effortless way. But God also gave you the free will and the ability to add whatever you want to how it comes back. So if you add fear to it, then it's going to come back looking scary. If you add sadness to it, then it's going to come back in a way that makes you feel mournful or sorrowful. If you add joy with it, then it will come back to you in a way that is joyful. And that, I'm saying that because basically, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot or a whole long lesson about the law of attraction, but basically, and you could go Google that, but basically we know that when we want something, usually we think a thought about that thing, which results in related feelings about it. And in that moment, our thoughts, which are propelled by our feelings, go out into the universe and basically attract back to us what it is that we were thinking about. And this includes ideas, people, places, and things. Now, most people do this unconsciously because we're all doing it. We are all doing it. We're all having thoughts all day. Those thoughts are creating feelings in us, and those feelings and thoughts are going out into the universe and attract back to us like things, like people, like places, like ideas. And this is all based on vibration and frequency. And honey, I ain't got time to go into that today. Maybe that'll be another video. But I would just urge you to Google concepts like vibration, frequency, also Google law of attraction and law of vibration. You can also go look at the Kabbalion. That's a good book that has some good information on how the universe works. So, in closing, whatever it is that you send out as far as thoughts and feelings, you want to be more intentional about it. Be intentional about it. Let it go off into the universe that God created and let it come back to you without adding your mess to it or without blocking it with thoughts like, if it comes to me, it has to come in a way that creates loss for someone else. If it comes to me, it has to come with strings like taxes and people who want to use me for my money. Or if it comes to me, it'll be after I'm dead because I'm not supposed to have it now. All I'm asking you to do today is to sit back and ask yourself what kind of thoughts you are putting out. What kind of unconscious thoughts are you putting out? What kind of conscious thoughts you're putting out? What are they bringing back to you? And in some cases, what are they unable to bring back to you because you have somehow created these other thoughts that are hell bent to block what it is that you want? And right now, most of us are wanting to bring in some additional income into our lives. So that's all I had for you today, honey. So I hope that you all have a wonderful week. In fact, I hope you have a prosperous new year since we're at the beginning of one. This message may find you at any point in the year. Don't let that disturb you because it's an eternal message, as I like to call them, meaning it will always be relevant. If you guys want to talk a bit more about it, please drop down in comments. And remember, Lady G loves you.